SAFC Fan TV. It's so great to have football back after the international break. I don't enjoy international breaks personally, despite England playing so well at the minute and looking like more or less the firm favourites for the Euros next summer with the quality they have in their side. But yeah, first of all, before I like to start this preview, I'd like to congratulate any Sunderland fans who took part in the Great North Run last week, raising so much money for charity, changing people's lives who are in desperate need. You should give yourself a massive pat on the back at the minute, and I wish you all the best for the recovery process, because I know it is. A lot of people don't really recognise how hard it is doing half a marathon and then trying to recover and get back to normal day-to-day life after that. So yeah, wish you all the best with that. Yeah, on to the game this weekend. It's just so important that we come out with 3 points, especially after the disappointment 2 weeks ago at Peterborough, where we looked very sloppy. There were a few mistakes, especially in our midfield, and we looked open at the back, especially for second half, where Peterborough ended up getting 2 goals. I mean, there was nothing we could have done with the first one. It was an unbelievable free kick from Marcus Maddison, who we were linked with signing in the summer, and we didn't get our hands on him. Typical Sunderland, that. Obviously, Charlie Wyke will be suspended for the game, so you'd imagine Will Grigg will come in up top, or potentially Mark McNulty. My choice will be Will Grigg. Obviously, I think he'll be full of confidence with that goal he scored against Burnley in the Carabao Cup, and I think he'll be eager to continue that with all the confidence he's got. Also great to have Luke O'Nien available. We all thought that he was going to be suspended, but it's proved. Ivan Toney, you're a cheat, mate. You're an absolute cheat. And the FA, personally, I think need to take a lot more action in terms of punishment towards him, because if you look at it, I mean, it's just theatrical. Personally, I think he deserved an Oscar for that. Obviously, you'd imagine Accrington will be a lot more different compared to what they were in the Cup game 2 weeks ago when we beat them 3-1. I think they'll be a lot more organised, a lot more prepared. I think when I watch them, they are pretty dangerous on the counter-attack, and they do have some quick players in their team, and I think they'll look at potentially exploiting us in the full-back areas at the minute. But in terms of the full-back areas, obviously we brought De Bock in on deadline day. I'm not sure whether he'll make the starting lineup on Saturday in terms of fitness. I'd imagine Denver Hume will come back in, and I think Conor McLaughlin, that is, will move to his first choice position as right back. And with that, I'd like to see Luke O'Nien be moved further up the pitch into potentially that creative role just behind the striker. I mean, that's where all Sunderland fans have wanted to see play for a while. So with that, I'm going to go onto my team that I think should start on Saturday. So it'll be McLaughlin in goal, John McLaughlin that is. Denver Hume left back, because I thought he played so well against Burnley, and touching like Will Grigg after a decent performances they had in that game. I think they'll be full of confidence. This is where it gets interesting, because obviously we have to look at the situation. We haven't kept a clean sheet in the league all season, and with that, the area you have to look at is the defence. And I would like to see the new centre-back Lynch potentially get a run out. I mean, dropping Ozturk I think is a big statement, but he looked very vulnerable at times in that Peterborough game and just looked off the pace a little bit. Willis, I think, will keep his place, but I think Lynch and Willis could potentially be a well-formed partnership. I'm not saying Ozturk will not get back in, but I think a run out the team will potentially give him a bit of a boost and a learning curve. Right back, Conor McLaughlin finally can play in his natural position. So I'll go with a 4-2-3-1. The 2 holding. I think Dobson's got to come back in as well. I think he will partner Ledbetter in the holding role. I think Dobson, he just brings so much energy to the team. He's quick, moves the ball well, and I was surprised, to be honest, that he didn't start in that Peterborough game. But obviously, because he got a goal against Burnley, and that it was a well taken goal as well, and just his overall play that night, I thought more or less deserved him a start in that Peterborough game, but unfortunately he was left out. Moving further up the pitch, I'd have Maguire on the left hand side. I'd go for McGeady on the right. 09 in that creative role, supplying Will Grigg. I think Grigg will get the nod over McNulty because, like I said, obviously he'll be on confidence from that Burnley performance.